sun brighter than hell today. Let it sit there a minute. Since I'm recording with this Force 100 camera. Alright, I'm using this Morris ROTG or whatever it is. Well, I like that bracket from Hobby King. No, I'm using the FUAV. Alright, hold it down, do the... I got where I do 6. You don't have to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to do 4 on that. And then hold it down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, it goes out. Then you do the lateral. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, put her back down. Then go 3, 4, 5, 6. Put it back up. I love flying this machine, but one of the reasons I'm getting it out is that after April 6th, well, I can't hardly see crap out of this FPV. I don't know if my screen's not bright enough or what the deal is. It's like it's froze. Let me unplug it and see what happens. As bright as it'll go too. I guess the sun is just so dang bright out here today. I cannot see nothing. I'm blind as a bat. So I guess we're recording. Let's see what happens. I got why I didn't really like these stock props on it. Always good to let a GPS get up and hover a little bit. See, it's got that jello, and I kind of messed with the camera. Got terrible resolution. Might be something on the camera, I don't know, but it's just terrible. Yes, it's out of whack. I mean, the drone itself's flying good. Let's bring her back down. There's always a freaking car coming. I think that was the guy that delivers medicine. I want to make sure I can still fly it out of this. They go from a 10-bit to a 13-bit GPS. The United States does. And I don't know if it's going to be a major... I hope I might probably redo it after moving it, but... I mean, it's just totally out of whack here, ain't it? I did kind of mess with it. It's so damn bright out here, I can't... It's a little bit better. It's worse. I believe that's better, and I don't know what it's going to be like up at 400 feet. Probably going to have to do the... Oh, that's a ton better. Now, let's see. Let it sit here for a minute. Now I moved it now. I don't remember how the instructions be out of picking one up and doing that now. I don't know if I should re-mojo it or what, but we're going to find out. That is a lot better. See what it looks. My phone is so filthy. I did a no-no. I just charged this battery, just bounced. I didn't let it sit. I used to be the rule of thumb, let it sit an hour. Because I'm so blind now that I cannot see the green light flashing on it. If I ever take my head off of it, I just fly out and lose it. That's the reason I try to. FPV's holding strong. I'm trying to watch my dog so I don't get out. By knock on wood, I've never lost control with this remote. And I was up on a mountain one time, on a Georgia mountain, and I know I hit 3 miles. I mean, I know I did. And people knock them, but I had a bang good battery in that sucker. That wind blowing pretty hard, harder than you think it is today. And I think I got about a 20-minute flight. It was a new battery, only about the second or third cycle. And I just got $100-something charger. It was real nice. And I'm not going to mention the name because it wasn't long after that the charger messed up on me. And the shitty company wouldn't do anything about it. And it wasn't no fault of mine. It was the charger had a defect in its security protocol. See, I've lost my vision. I about lost it. I see a speck of the drone. I'm gonna have to start letting go of some of my bigger drones, y'all. I mean, I can't afford to give them away, but I mean, I know I'm gonna have to cut a little deal on them. This one here is fully equipped FPV except for the goggles or your screen. Now I've got a screen. I've got 3 of these XK380s. They all fly perfect condition. I mean perfect. There's nothing wrong with none of them. Now one of them, it was a brand new one. I took it to the well. Uh-oh, red light. Uh-oh. Now I did see that. Let's bring this baby back. Now I did see that. Come on down. I did see that. Come on down. I forgot to set my timer. And this is a stock battery. I seen it look like a red light. But now I see green. Oh, I see green. Must have been a flash off of the prop. When you see these, it goes a steady flash, and then it goes to a rapid flash. If you land at the steady flash, I believe you honestly don't hurt the battery. Now I've got some of these batteries I've had before we had our child, and she's fixing to be 7. I messed up now. I tried to use them on a bump box, which is a dual motor starter box for a racing Losi. And I hope this screen's recording. If it ain't, that ain't, I guess. And it killed a salient, messed a couple of them up, messed a couple of my 7000 Hubsons up. and the other charger I had would charge them, but they was kind of slow when I got them. They wasn't perfectly square. Only perfectly square battery I've ever got was the Multistar LIV8s. I used to know, and those Banggood. I used to, argue back and forth with people just to be aggravating about the Banggood and the LIV8s, but I tell you what, brother, you cannot beat those green LIV8s batteries. Period. You just cannot. They be worse than this junk and pumping a tar up. Old lady cooked a roast all night in a crock pot. Oh my God, you can break it apart with a biscuit. I've been nibbling a little bit here and there. I hope this is recording. This is a stock battery here. I mean, you see, if it's recording, you can see I can let it go. I mean, she's flying perfect. I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow. And this FPV thing with the phone, I about hit fat with my hand. You gotta watch that. This near fully loaded like it is, minus the FPV screen. It's got the 600 milliwatt FPV module, the big TS832 or something like that. And it's got a 1000 or 1200 switchable VTL cameras. Probably not the best in the world. I know it ain't. I mean, but it works. And this near has not had any crashes or anything. There's no mechanical abilities wrong with this drone. Somebody wanted this drone, I'd do 250. I mean, look at it, flies great. I mean, you can let go of it, and it's a 12-15 mile an hour wind today, and it's got a 1,000-meter range in the suburbs. I can just imagine, again, like I said, out in the open. And this, you hit return to home, it'll come right to you. If you ever hit headless mode on this drone, always have the green light facing you when you engage headless mode. And if you're ever going to disengage headless mode, turn the green light back facing you. See, that's facing away from me, and the FPV's still good with that module. It's a little flickery because it's got a stick antenna. But if you ever engage it the same direction that you disengage it, or vice versa. And you won't have no problem. People get this drone and they would engage headless mode, and then they would turn it in a different direction and disengage it, and it does not work that way. That's just one of its quirks. And this one here's got all the features, FAP, the whole 9 yards. It'll do circle me mode, it'll do spin mode. It's got all the bells and whistles. I've never went into the what do you call it? It's kind of like Betaflight, but I forget, ground station. This here's got a ground station that works on the WL Toys V303 or the XK380. A lot of people, they upgrade their V303s, which is a kind of like a Cherson CX20 DJI Phantom 1 type drone that's got a smaller 2800 or 3300 LiPo. This near carries a 5200 to a 7000 MAH LiPo, and will carry it. I mean, you can't even tell it's in there. It carries that 7000. Now the 7000 with a camera on it, a GoPro camera or a Firefly S6, when you come to a stop like this, it will sometimes drift like a Soma. You know how a Soma, you can go like that and all of a sudden it keeps going. This near locks. Or you can see it drop like that for a second when you stop, because that battery's a freaking brick. This thing here gets, with this FPV feeding now, I've got it directly feeding off the helicopter or drone. You can put it, at first I was doing like Jason and running a 7.4 volt LiPo on it, a little small DM09 or a Hubsan H502 that fed the camera And I got to talking with him, and I noticed that this one, you know, I remembered I had the stock plug. It's for the stock uh, 2-axis gimbal that's got the JST plug on it. So, and an extra connection where you can feed off of it. You can feed a UAV off of it or anything you want. I mean, basically. So, since this module handles 7 to 24 volts, I'm feeding it off of a 12-volt power supply or whatever the battery feeds off, and I get double distance. More power, people, the better the range. Just like with a transmitter, if you got one of them that carries that 8-pack of AA batteries and you put a 7.2 in it, you're going to get adequate function. I mean, don't get me wrong, but when you go up to the 11.1 volt, you're going to get another 500 meters range, easy, if not more. I learned that from the old Devo 7. We was flying a helicopter. Back when I was younger, I could fly these things better. My eyesight was 20/20, and I wasn't sun reflective. Now my eyesight's so bad, I don't even know what the number would be. Blind in one eye and can't see out of the other, and I mean, that's not fictional, goofy joke, it's for real. Now you see how long this thing's been hover flying. If you can spot it, or if you put goggles on, that'd be the thing to do. See, my eyesight's so bad that I can't see in goggles. You fly this with goggles, and it records. I mean, you can upgrade the antenna on the FPV outfit on it, and you will get 3 miles. I mean, you'll get a mile and a half easy, no problems or more. Just depends on your surroundings and your preparedness and situation. My best point with this drone here is always do the dance. Every time, at every location. I mean, it don't take but just a minute, and when you fire it up, let it sit up there and hover like that for a second. Let it gather satellites, especially when they're upgrading the new satellite system after April 6th of this year. They're going from 10-digit to 13-digit. And all that means is it's going to have better lock, I believe. I mean, which I don't say how to get any better, but it's flat going to have better characteristics. And I know I've been flying a good 10 minutes. I mean, probably, and it's not even hit the first warning. And you can go into the ground station, and instead of it landing when it gets to a certain voltage or sitting there hovering, you can have it where it will initiate return to home at that voltage, or you can manually hit return home. Reason I don't use return to home down in here in all these trees, because it does not have the obstacle avoidance like the DJI Phantom 3 Advance or above. And even with that, my Spark got above this big tree right here and hovered the first day I had it, and I was using this phone, and it initiated return to home itself because it was only like 7 minutes or something. I was astonished. And it hovered above the tree, and it took me minutes of not being able to see the phone to fight return to home. I like to run that. See, I might have seen a little red start in on it that time. Nope. If you've got, this is the XKX8 transmitter. This one can be flown with the X7, but what it does, it negates GPS, I believe. And it will bind to the jumper. Listen here, will bind to the jumper. But there's all kind of settings that you kind of need to know from the ground station. And I don't know what it is. My laptop has got where they just are not functioning properly. I can, every blue moon I can get into Betaflight, next minute I can't. I mean, we got some good wind, and look, it'll lock. I mean, ain't no problem with that. And that's with the stock props, and it will run a 10-inch prop, but I think it flies better with the DJI Phantom 3 props than it does with this. A lot of people on the groups will argue with you about it, but I favor the Phantom props more than I do these. And the reason I'm not using some of them is that I accidentally put them on backwards, and they will go if you don't watch what you're doing. And I messed them up, but then I turned around and put them right back on. I found, in the right direction, and it went on. But I was afraid, about 300 yards away or whatever, that they might just take a notion to kick off when you stop and go like that. I mean, look, the battery, look how long that battery's running. I'm going to bring it down. I'm just going to go ahead and land it because I was just wanting to make sure I had a recent GPS lock on this thing. Because some of the GPS is actually starting now.